أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله وهو العلي العظيم الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربي كريم واسع ويفادل ووسيلة عبد لديه مفادل ذيك وفقر خلال لزاهما معا بالمصطفى من سابقه يا لجو يا ربي صل على الحبيب محمد وآله وأصحابه من قد فضلوا أسك سالة مسالم والتدم رضوانهم يا من لوافق عملوا لك كالككي لك جوشتي لك نيتي لك كربتي ومواتني والمنزل لك ملبسي يا راحتي ما أوها ولك مداد ومسرادي والمعقل قبلي دامة ما تحب وترتدي في المسكن تبالتي لك تنزل أنت يلا لي وانتنقلا راديا وإليك قصدي راجيا لك أرحل ناجيت ربا واسيا قد خاد بالجود والإكرام نعم المنزل هو مالك هو نافي هو رافي هو واسي وهو جامل مجمل مالك له شرق وغرب وحده وخزاله بار وبحر يكمل وجيله متواجه بالمصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم وبآل بحر رفقتي منكم ملوا رضوان من دعوته هبه عليهم وعلى رافهم الذي يتتفلوا ضيف دافئ يرتجي به الملقرا لما يكرم من يشاء ما ويجبل وليت عن لوح ولا مدبرا إله بالقرآن نعم المنزل أرضي به بخدمة الماء النبي وجل زي من أحمه لا يجهل عبدا له ويسه لي ما أشتهي وعليه جلال جلاله أو توكلوا نجيت وردت عنه وأرتجي قول ربي عنده قد يفتل هب لي منى وعلى الوسيلة سليان يا من يقدم من يشاء ويفضل Rabbi Kareem, or our Lord is generous by the blessings of Serene Tuba. Subhana Rabbi Rabbi Zafim Yasifun wa salam ala mursaleen alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Barkeser and Tuba, 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 Barkeser and Tuba. Amen. Amen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to all in the building. Buckle up seatbelts for a trip. Cheikah, Ayaba Bey, Insha'Allah. The floor is yours, beloved mother.
Good things, good things. I pray that all of you had a magnificent week, and this Juma will find you all open and spiritually ready to elevate to the highest plane. I know I gave y'all an assignment. I hope everybody did it, because it'll be a lot more, it'll be a lot simpler to just communicate if you all are familiar with what I'm talking about. So I can't see y'all, but those who will, could you put yourself so I can see your eyes? You don't hide your face. Let me see your eyes. So I would like to know, so answer me, because this is a call and response. I'm not here to lecture. I'm here to share. And so I'm asking if anybody has any questions. There you are. Assalamu alaikum, my brother, my angel from Virginia. Good, thanks. So if you have any questions, I would like you to ask them, and let's get started with question and response. If you did, is there anyone who did not get to look at the visual that was sent to you all to look at? So I guess that means everybody looked at it. Well, let's see. My phone is cleaning, so that's why I look this way. In case somebody was looking for me. Okay. Well, the reason I asked you all to look at it is because we do our meditations, we do our zikkering, we do all that we can to manifest peace in our mind and all of these things. But what I want to bring to the table, well, let me start with some questions. How many of you know what a blueprint looks like? Say something, y'all.
Insha'Allah. Astaghfirullah.
All right, so is there anyone out there who does not know what a blueprint looks like? Is there anybody who does not know what a blueprint is? Y'all don't know what it's like to talk to a wall, but I thank you, brother, for letting me see you in your handsome smile. Well, I'm going to, a blueprint is the inside of the thing. That which was created in order to build the house. So you got a blueprint of a house, a blueprint of a car. I'm in class, sweetie. I can't talk to you right now. I'll call you after I'm finished, okay? Excuse me, y'all. You know you got to answer when your daughter calls. So I took some pictures offline today. Like this is a blueprint. Can you see that? That's the skeletal system. You can't see it in yourself, but everybody has one. And it looks, for the most part, like that. It's a bunch of bones connected to some other bones by some connective tissue. But that's like, this is they call it an anatomy. This is the anatomy of the female, of the woman. All right? Do you look at that? Do you see that? No, you can't see that. That's every day you look at the outside of that, which is the completion of the blueprint. So people use blueprint in order to build the building. And this is a anatomy of a male figure. You see all the organs and things inside. You don't see that. We go to school and they told us that that's what was in there. But not one of us sitting here, unless you're a doctor, really know if that's the truth. That's what we were taught. But as you live through life and you experience certain things, and you go to the doctor and he'll tell you, show me, touch where the pain is. And you touch it, he said, oh, it's in your stomach. But this is the lower part down here, that's not your stomach. That's your intestinal area. The stomach is up here. So we'll use words, but we're not being exact and precise. Let me share with you this other figure. On the one side, you see the skeletal system. On the other side, does anybody know what that is? Anyone? What system is that?
Bismillah, is that the muscular or the vein system? Sheikh, astaghfirullah.
No, but it's right there in it. It lays
It
in it.
sounds like the meridian system, Cheikah.
Exactly. It's the meridian system. We learned that the Chinese people. Thank you. That's Sister Anna.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Can you tell us or share with us what is the meridian system about? Anything you know, small or big?
Well, it's more like your spiritual veins in a sense that carries like chi and key energy. I study Tibetan traditional medicine, so we talk about stuff like that all the time.
All right. Well, the first dynasty in ancient China were people that look like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is another one. All of those points, all of those are energy lines. And when you go to when I go to a doctor, I go to a doctor who is a product of the culture of the medicine I'm going to. So if I'm going to go of acupuncture. I'm going to an Asian. And I'm saying all that to say, when you live with something, it's a part of your life. It's not just your intellectual knowledge. And let me see, what was this? Was this a blueprint of? Not quite a blueprint, but what's that? The inside of what? Oh, come on, I know y'all know what it is.
Inside of an automobile.
Inside of an automobile. And if you study the human anatomy, you will see duplication inside of this automobile. It's got a brain and a pulse and a heart and a liver and a kidney and lungs, all that stuff. My daddy was a mechanic, so I'm not gonna bore you with the parts that I know about. Now, I'm moving on, but I want to keep us connected. This right here okay, this is an indicator of the chakra system. See that? And the chakra system is another system. You're not going to be able to x-ray it. You can't touch it inside. You can go and touch your where your kidneys are, and you can go touch your legs, your knees, your elbows. You can't touch your chakras, but you know they're there because that's what we've been taught. And if you meditate, you know they're there. According to Ra Un Nefer Amen, the original and most ancient of the various traditions of yoga in India is the shamanic system, and the hybrid system of the Vedas with the original 7 chakras is the Jainis. So to show you that, and make sure I give you a good background before I get started. And then there are 2 sets of chakra, 9 spiritual and 5 psychic. And the 9 spiritual are Sasrara, Guru, Visaga, Nirvana, Indu, Manas, Ajna, Talu, and Harit. The 5 psychic faculties is Vishuddha, Anahata, which is the heart, Vishuddha is the throat, Anahata is the heart, Manipura is the solar plexus, Swasthana is the sexual organs, and Mudlahara is the root system. Now, sometimes we'll have conditions that we will say is physical, but they're actually cyclical. For example, I'll give you a personal experience of my own. As a little girl, my cousin's boyfriend was letting me jump up and down on his leg. But when I came down this last time, he opened up his legs and bam, I hit flat on the concrete floor, which bent my root chakra, what they call the coxibone, and it bent it. And for years, I had this feeling at the base of my spine because it was off whatever. I don't know. When we didn't x-ray it, well, I think they might have x-rayed, but I was a little girl. So eventually I learned what that coxibone or that root chakra, how it affected you, one emotionally, had affected one in terms of your mental connection with people. I mean, you wouldn't think so to me now, but one of the things that affected was trust, which made sense. He opened his legs, I fell to the floor. I'd be scared to trust anybody ever again as a little girl gonna try to jump me up and down on his leg. But that trust went through my, what you call it, adolescence, almost into my adulthood, when I found out what it was all about. So I couldn't fix the bone, but I suppose nature fixed it, but I could fix my mind through meditation. So a lot of times right now we're going through a phase with our people, especially our males, I was told, who are now being called bipolar and schizophrenic. That's not necessarily true. And I don't like all those terms anyway. How you gonna be bipolar? Even if you are what they call bipolar, the polars are connected. You got the higher and the lower, you got the north and the south, you got the upper and the down, whatever. But that's one line of energy. Even though it might manifest itself differently based on its positioning, where it is positioned. And I'm kind of like, I'm on a little private warfare on this, because I don't think our children, our male children, especially between the ages of 17 and 28, I was told, when they go in jail, that's what they're told they are. And then the mind is a powerful thing, as you all know. If you dzikr at all, know what the mind does, what the words do to your mind and how they affect your self-awareness. So it could be an injury. It could be an injury from a rough lifestyle. Our people, I was talking to the Sheikh the other day, our young people need people like you all, because you know good and well that there's not a whole bunch of y'all out here. But the ones of you who are out here, you can affect change just by the power of your words into the ears and then into the mind and the heart of some of these other younger brothers who are being led to believe, and believe got a lie right in the middle of it, that they're sick. There's no sickness in them. There's maybe some gens. There might be some confusion, but they're not sick. And if they are, then we are the ones with the power of the word to heal them. So that part has to be looked at too. Have they been injured? They had an injury in their spinal columns. And as you know, if you go to the doctor these days with an injury to your spinal column, first thing they're going to want to do is give you an injection in between your vertebrae. And then if that doesn't work, they want to give you surgery where they fuse a section of your spinal column together. So we need to know all of these things. It's really a spiritual warfare manifested on the physical. Functions of the chakra, vehicles of the self, consciousness, or consciousness will. That's the heart or Harit chakra. And if you listen to if you looked at the video I sent, then you'll be familiar with what I'm saying here. So the vehicle of divine revelation and guidance is the Guru chakra. Divine laws, the Dharma or Hindu chakra. Spiritual growth or evolution, the Nirvana chakra. Unity of all developed powers, Sahasrara chakra. The mind, Manas chakra. Spiritual metabolism, the Visarga. And Kundalini fire balancer, the Talu chakra. Now, when we are, I looked at this in terms of what we do with zikr. When we zikr, where do you think that power and that energy is going? It's not going into space. It's going into the inner space. And what is it affecting? All those things I just read to you. The chakra, the meridian system, the skeletal system, the respiratory system. You name them. All of us went to school. We know names of these different systems. When how do I know that? Because I meditate too. And I as you all saw down in Georgia, I was sharing with you how to send that energy, how to send the words, the power of the words to various different parts of your body. The first thing most people are going to reach for is the Tylenol if they're in pain. Don't take Tylenol. It affects your liver. It will damage your liver. Your liver is the center of your emotions, not your heart. If you get angry, you meet run to a person always angry, always off balance. Liver, we need to check that liver. Kidneys. The kidneys are supposed to flush every day, all day. You drink water, water goes in, water comes out. So if you have a condition known as diabetes, diabetes affects the function of your kidneys. And eventually, I don't know if you all have noticed, but in my years on this planet, I've never seen so many dialysis centers in my life. Every city I go in, there are dialysis on this corner, that corner, around the corner, up the corner, and down the corner. just like all the many churches. And I'm saying, okay, why hasn't anybody, why hasn't anyone figured out why are people getting so bad? More people are getting this, whatever condition it is. So therefore, they're building more dialysis centers to quote unquote accommodate those people. But in my life experience, most people I know, and I say most because I got some on there now, and I'm hoping that this is not going to be true for them. But most people I know who get on dialysis, they don't come off of it. They go on to the next plateau of life, what they call pathway of transition. So I don't like that. I don't like it that we are continuing, even those of us who are rising higher in our consciousness and awareness, have family members who are being destroyed and killed because they don't know how to heal themselves, not only by word, but by the food they eat. Word, sound, and power. I learned that from Rastafari. When you open your mouth to speak a word, may that word be a healing word for someone. I don't want to get ahead of myself. This is your skeleton, your spiritual skeleton. You see, it's in many different cultures. They may use different names, but this is your spiritual skeleton, your spiritual blueprint, I might add. Before Ra Un Nefer Amen even presented this to me, I had already figured out we have a blueprint by the way he was teaching. For example, if you are meditating or you are dzikr, and you go through, let's say since we are Sufi, you go through your dzikr and you do the entire thing, let's say 100 times, for example. Your focus, if you are experiencing any imbalance or dis-ease, as you do the dzikr, as you say those words, your focus for your energy should be going in the direction of healing whatever that is that's off balance inside of you. You don't have to think, Bismillah, Bismillah, go to my liver, go to my, that's not how you do it. You say your prayer words and your focus in your brain where your energy is moving out from in order for you to even think the zikr, you move it into your, let's say, for example, you have a stomach, move it into your stomach. Your knees up, move it into your knees. In other words, you are your self-healer. You made yourself sick. You can make yourself well. How do you know? Back to the zikr, back to the meditations, back to the prayers. A Muslim sister who practiced Hinduism said to me a long time ago, I said, Uma, I got a toothache. She said, you don't have no toothache. I said, yes, I do. Why you say that? She said, because where God is, there is no sickness. So also along with what we are learning by way of these various schools of healing, I call it, along with that, we are also learning how to apply our energy as we project the energy into wherever we're having a problem. I used to have migraine headaches, not light migraine headaches, so bad that my little baby girl, you can't run across the floor. Matter of fact, I would tell my sister, please just take her out. I could not tolerate noise or anything like that. Of course, I do a lot of prayer. I just say, oh, back in those days, I would say, oh, Lord, you got to send me something. You got to send me something to help me with this. I can't live like this. Because I had been suffering with them since I was 8 years old. By that time, I had a daughter. I had my daughter at 37, so I was about tired. Well, somewhere down the line, one of the sisters gave me a book entitled Died for Your Blood Type. And all over the public media system, when that book came up, they said it was a hoax. And I'm looking, because I done studied the book and I had changed my diet again. I'd already stopped the meat, but I was eating whole wheat bread, and found out that a person who has O blood type should not eat whole wheat bread because it will give you a migraine headache. So what does that tell you? We are still in this world that the Rasta call Babylon. But as you practice the culture that you're practicing, in this case, Sufism, as you practice it, you're also learning that you're in it, but you are not what? Of it. You're in your family and you're not even of it. You got people in your family, I'm sure some of you have been through this process, want to know if you have lost your mind. You know, and if you come from Christian families, they want to know your soul, you're going to die and go to hell if you keep on walking around here talking about some Allah. But a little learning is dangerous. So when you are dzikring, heal yourself. Even if you don't feel any kind of discomfort within your body. If you are still, I will ask you, but y'all don't probably answer. How many of y'all still get ticked off about something? How many of y'all, are y'all totally at peace? 199 or 100% at peace all the time? Nobody can walk in on you and say something or do something that'll make you go, why you move my book? Why you this? Why you that? Oh, I see smiles, so I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Or you're looking on the news and you see how terrible they're treating some melanated brother or sister. And you go, see, there they go again. They'll never, ever, blah, 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 blah. Well, in the Sorset system, what we call Allah, they call Amen or Amen. And the Amen has no shape nor form. Neither does Allah. No shape nor form. It has manifested shapes and forms. It has created shapes and forms. And those, one of the top things of the shape and form in a Sorset is called Osir. The Europeans call it Osiris. I don't know, man, they got a thing about changing our names. So what is Osir? What is Amen? Well, the first law says, I made in the likeness of a peace that nothing can disturb. And that's why we walk around and we be doing, you know, when stuff start getting crazy, we start zikkering to keep that disturbance at bay, right or wrong. You cannot have peace if you don't practice peace. You can't play a piano if you don't practice. So every time we get the lessons that we're getting, we got the best. I don't know any other sheikh. I mean, I do know 2 other sheikhs, but the sheikh that I'm studying with today, Cheikh Sufi Ba, is a gift. And it's a blessing for any Darrah that has him as their guide or teacher. It's a supreme blessing, okay? And I'm sure all of y'all know that. And when we are being taught by someone, we reflect the energy of that person. You know, I hope y'all see what I'm talking about. And if you don't see yourself manifesting a change, then you're just practicing empty words and sounds. You know what I mean? So if you're studying this great ancient system that also has roots in Kemet, if you're studying this and you're receiving the blessings of it, then when your heart starts beating fast and your head starts pounding, you want to grit your teeth and say something to somebody who got next to you, you just disturbed your peace. And as the brother said the other day, you just disconnected from Allah. And that's not what you want. So in order to stay connected, you practice your dzikr, but you got to live that peace. There's no such thing as it's natural to get angry. It's not natural to get angry. It's part of the conditioning that we have received from living amongst these animal type people who think that getting angry is natural. Okay. Are there any questions or any comments before I move over to the next thing? All right. So when you looked at the video, Ra Un Nefer Amen was talking about these what he calls faculties. And you know, a faculty, like if you have a faculty in a school, they're teachers. They help you to do this, that, and the third. So you have these faculties. And he said one of the challenges is to have to every day to practice inner peace. We have a different advantage over a lot of people because part of our practice is dzikr. So when I'm in a situation, let's say, for example, a crowd of people and I can feel the energy tightening up and things getting ready to kick off, I got these under my clothes. Or like now with summertime, I have outside my clothes. I start saying my Bismillah, 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 until all I hear in my head is a hum. And I'm focusing my energy on my heart because I want it to stop beating so fast. I don't think about my heart. It's just the tone. I can't explain to you how it happens. It goes to my heart. If you are insulted by somebody, anger and imagery of fighting is causing your heart to beat, your mind to generate a narrative that justifies the response as natural and normal. You tell your friend the following, so-and-so has no right in treating me that way. Naturally, I became angry and gave him the back of my hand. And we think that's all right to say. And the last time I spoke, I talked about relationships. And relationships is going to always be there because that's a relationship with Allah, that's your relationship with yourself. Why would you let yourself go off balance and get angry or sad or mad? That's you. I showed you the blueprint. You can go into any apartment of your being and settle it down before you open your mouth to spit fire at somebody. I mean, you can spit joy, and that's a whole nother kind of fire. But I'm talking about anger. If instead your response was this, I am a divine spiritual being endowed with the ability to respond to all challenges in a peaceful way that will guarantee the well-being to everyone. Suppose we could spread these principles all throughout our melanated community, and everybody began to chant these chants of peace and joy, these chants of balance. And if you remember in Georgia, when I went around and did this, as soon as I did that, I could feel it in my respiratory area. I almost got breathless. So you can heal yourself. I'm not saying you can heal yourself with everything, because some people got so much dis-ease in their body, they're going to need some help. Maybe with the diet, along with zikkering, along with meditation, along with some nice, peaceful music. The peace protects my health. The peace uplifts my intelligence. When you get angry, you lower your IQ, and guarantees me a successful destiny. Your destiny is your power. Your destiny is the omnipotence of Allah. Without your destiny, where would you go? You wouldn't be. It's mathematics. It's all math. Any questions or comments yet? All right, well, let's go. Man's union with Allah takes place through the Osea faculty. This one right here, right up under the symbol for Amen or for Allah. The presence and the power of Allah is above everything. It's in everything. Every cloud that moves in the sky, every drop of light that comes from every. And I'm gonna tell you something. At my age, I look up at the sky now. I never seen them in the stars in my life. I'm not quite sure what all that means. I never seen those many stars. You could look up at the cloud at the sky at night when I was a little girl, and you would see star here, star there. You can see it setting in the blueness or the darkness of the night. Now I don't hardly see any space between the stars. So maybe somebody can tell me or tell us what that means one day. Oh, Cheikh Sufi, you're so generous. I'm just trying to do the best I can and not confuse nobody. Thank you, Bismillah. Man's union with God takes place through this Osea faculty. So your union with Allah takes place in here. That's why you're zikkering, if you didn't already know that, to keep you in unification with Allah. I tell people all the time now, I was telling them before, but I wasn't using the word Allah. But as where do you look when you're looking for God? Where do you look towards when you're looking for Allah? Of course, they'll say heaven. And I said, where is heaven? And they will go up there. And I said, but that's not up. And then they'll look at me like, that is up, the sky is up. I said, well, okay, let's take this ball. And I take a ball and I put like something like this on it. And I said, so now where is up now? I don't know where the bottom of a ball is or where the top of the ball is. A ball is a round instrument. All of those things, all those words, that vocabulary that we learned growing up in the United States of America is part of what we have to what? Meditate out of. We have to get it out. You have to take a purge, like when you take a purge to purge your intestines. It's full of crap, and our brain is full of crap of stuff that lies and not true. Somebody said something to me yesterday about why people lie to their children about Santa Claus. I said, why people lie to their children about Jesus? It's the same story. Even the word Santa, reconfigure the letters, what you got? Satan. Let's stop playing now. We got words. You take the word Christian, reconfigure the letters, you got Antichrist. So we can't be playing. Rastafari, word, sound, and power. We're moving into a time that has been prophesied to us, well, for me, since I'm the oldest one here, since I was born. And for you all, I don't know how long you've heard it, that we're living in the last days. Well, that really is no last days, but we may be living in the last period of a cycle. And as the cycle, one cycle goes out, a new cycle comes in, which is really not a new cycle. Everything recycles. But I'm happy for this cycle that's coming in, because this is a cycle that I definitely want to be a part of. The resurrection of spirituality, the wholeness of the mind with the God within, the completion of the cycles of our ancestors who've gone before, who are now, I'm sure they're excited about coming back here because they paid a price. Now, for those who may not think that reincarnation or incarnation, whatever it's called, is a reality, talk to a newborn baby, talk to a little child when they first learn how to talk. And he will prove to you that his butt has been here before. And you'll hear old people say, oh, he's been here before. Or they'll say, oh, he's an old spirit. But we know a lot more about that than they do. And there's no point in trying to beat them in the brain to make them understand what you understand. You are here doing this because of them. So we have to be patient and loving Love is the key. Music is the key. Music is love. And sing more. And when you do your chanting, like I was sharing with another Sufi brother the other day, you're not from Senegal. Your butt was born here. You got to bring something to the table too. You don't just receive from what you've learned from what's happening in Senegal and from the ancient of times back with Sheikh Ahmadou Bamba. You got to add a little something too. Like Cheikh Sufi Ba, I've talked about you a little bit. He came from a little old town, which is a big old town known for sports. He's not like the other Sufis. He's not like the Sufis from the people who taught him in Senegal. He got something else that he brings. And know why? Because he came from us. He came from the same place we are from. So he's got to communicate. He know who he got to communicate with. And when he get to zikkering and he get to expressing the lesson through his cadence, come on, man, you just can't sit still. So I'm saying all that to say that when we're in the kitchen and we're cooking with the elders, which in this case would be our ancestors, bring a little something from your time. And they're going to say, ooh, that tastes good. My mother named me Myra. And Myra, Ra, had Ra in it, and Maya, which in Hebrew would be Mem. I think that's Mem, is that water? And the L, the Y is Yod. And Ra, the light energy, the energy and power of Allah. She didn't know, she just saw a lady in Germany who was a spy, and she wouldn't name me after that. She liked the name for that reason. And then I'm showing you down the consistency. And then I go with and study among the Yoruba, and my Oya is secret. There are many roads to these elements that they call deities, that they call Orisha. But Ori means the what? The energy of your mind, the spirit of your brain. That's your Ori. And if you study long and hard enough, you'll realize that you're in the university of life. You're not in a college. A university have many colleges. Anyway, man's union with Allah takes place through your self-faculty of the spirit. It operates through the holistic faculty of the brain and mind that has enabled man to grasp and understand the unity of all events in the universe. All events, not some. Unity in the world, including the functions in our being and our interactions with all, is mandated by natural laws, the laws of Allah. And whether you know the laws or not is inconsequential. When you reach a certain level in life, you who are male, you start getting hair on your face. Could you stop it? Did you know it was coming? Maybe you had an inkling looking at other people before you. And girls started getting breasts. And then you had a cycle, which most of you probably didn't want. But without it, you couldn't have a baby. So you see, the magnificence and the mystery of Allah is unfathomable. You will never get to the end of it if you live to be 1,000 years old. Just like numbers, you'll never get to the end of numbers. Numbers are with us forever. Love, the supreme binding force of the universe, is love. The cultivation of love in man must transcend its intellectual comprehension. And that's a problem with a lot of people today in America and the Western world. They love with their mind. That ain't love, that's just thinking. That's you listening to your thoughts. Well, he gone out, he been gone for 4 hours, he gotta be with some woman. That ain't no love. That's a jinn. That's a negative energy that done bounced in your brain to do what? To separate you from that man and him from you. Because when he come in the house, after he done did what he had to do, what they had nothing to do with a woman, when he come in the house and you throw that up in his face, what you think he gonna do? Smile at you. Okay, baby, but you're not right. And you gonna say, don't try to be nice to me. Oh, look, I know how that thing runs. I used to be there. It's a crazy world. It's a crazy mind. It's a mind full of fear. I asked my African culture teacher, why are women jealous? He said, because they are afraid. Jealousy stems from fear. Fear of what? Fear of losing your man. In a whole lot of ways. You brothers, I wish I could have talked just by myself with y'all. But you brothers are spectacular. You are made in a way that there's no other person on earth made like you. I don't care what country you come from. I've seen the Africans in a theater piece, a performance, and they had the same walk y'all got, and they ain't never lived in America. I see when I go to I go to dances or to shows, concerts, and I don't care what part of the world them brothers from, they all dance the same way. They all go to the twist and head movement and all that, and the sisters, basically, they be doing the same thing too. God, I wish y'all felt about yourselves like how I feel about you. I cannot tell you how amazed I am at you, and that with your presence, we continue to survive. They got the women all caught up in what they call in abortions, and they call it family planning, trying to make it sound nice. But there's nothing nice about it, because they tricked them, and they have them supporting something that is ultimately going to be your end. But they put it in a way that sounds like what's going on is unfair. And I don't disagree. My aunt, we had to take her baby because of either her or the baby. So I'm not against that for real serious medical reasons. But I'm against propaganda. I'm against sending that word all throughout the Black communities all around the world. They never talk about spirituality. They never talk about God. They never speak about Allah. They never speak about Yeshua. They never ever bring in that part. But I know they said on the news last night, some chick said, you don't know what whether your child is gonna be a boy, a male or a female. They call it what they call it though. You never know what gender your child is gonna be until after it's born. That's a big fat lie. My grandmama knew the gender of all the grandchildren before they was born. Hello, she knew it before your grandpas even got pregnant. You will have a boy. I told my girlfriend that. I got that little deal. I told my girlfriend that in Florida. I said, oh, only I adore about it. You getting ready to have another son. I ain't having no more children. I said, well, I see him standing there right beside you. I could see the boy standing there in the spirit. Huh, did she have him? Did she get pregnant a few months later? She did. So that's a lie. They can only talk about what they don't know, because they can't talk about what they know because they don't know much. That's what I said. So they trick the people by words. But you have to stay clear. We have to stay clear. We walk with Allah, and Allah will never lie, will never mislead you. You mislead yourself. Allah said, don't go down that street. And you said, but that's a shortcut. Why my mind telling me to go down the street? Shoot, I ain't got time to go walk no 4 blocks to get to where I got to go. I can cut across this field. And you cut across the field, and something bad happened to you. Or worse, you get over there and they done lock the road off so you can't go that way, so you got to go back the other way anyway. Because what do y'all say to me, what the Muslim sisters and brothers say to me years ago? Allah is the best knower. See? So either you're going to live this life or you're going to be like some other folks and just quote it. But I don't think that's going to happen. Because I'm going to tell you what I know about Cheikh Sufi Ba. He is on top of all of us. Because he walks with Allah. And you got to walk, when you say you with Allah, when you say you studying this, when you say you walking in this spiritual path, you're going to be tried. Oh, you're going to be tested. You just don't know. So those of you who do know, you know what I'm talking about. But the challenge, which we call a test, is not to run you away. The challenge is to bring you closer to Allah. You say Allah is perfect. So if Allah is perfect, what will make you perfect? To not fall every time you get challenged with some emotional thing. You know what I'm saying? You have children and they run in there hurting, screaming, and crying. What's the first thing you ask them? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Who hurt you? How you know she didn't do something to hurt somebody else and then she got hurt? All of these things are realities, but it's through your patience with yourself and your relationship with Allah and the truth of what all this means. The cultivation of love in man must transcend its intellectual comprehension in order for it to act as the supreme unifying force in our being, bodily functions, psyche, mind, and social life. We must first, clarify what is meant by the term love. To most people, love is expressed through a warm or blazing and joyful feeling that a person has for another, or for an animal, and even inanimate objects like car or money. Some people use the word to represent the sexual act, even in the situations of rape. We will learn that love is none of these. If that was the case, you would never leave the person that you say you love. You meet a girl, she meet a guy, everybody tell me, I love you, I love you, I love you, baby. I'll never leave you. And after 6 years, because 6, that's that number. If you marry somebody or you living with somebody and that's your mate, you make it through the 6th year, you might make it for the rest of your lives. But that's the greatest challenge, is that 6th year. See? So, love, to cut to the chase, love is the expression of a thought and feeling that induces one to give to another, seeking nothing in return. When you give to a baby, what can he give you back? Or she? What can it give you back? It can't get up and run to the kitchen and get you a glass of water. It can't even walk. It can't crawl. It can barely sit up straight. I learned something when I was with my baby in the middle of the night, and she had taken all the milk out of this breast, and then she took all the milk out of this breast, and I was sitting there thinking, I said, I'm not angry with her for keeping me up all night. The sun getting ready to come up, and she still want a nurse, and I'm not upset. Why do we get upset with the one who gave us the baby? They gave us the greatest gift of our life, our little newborn baby. But we get upset with him. I learned something that night. I don't do that. I didn't get upset with him, and I don't get upset with him now. And we still the best of friends, because love is the key for every relationship, because love is Allah. If Allah didn't have love, if I was Allah, for real, and all the crap I see on this earth, see, Allah got love. And through that love, Allah has mercy. We have to begin to cultivate mercy by cultivating our love. We got to live in love. Somebody said, no, I guess that was me. My daughter asked me to speak at a college event when she was graduating from law school. And I said, you sure you want me to speak? Because, you know, I'll be biting my tongue. And she said, yeah, Mama, they want you to speak. I said, okay. So I said, I got a challenge for y'all. Y'all are now graduating, going out into the world, getting y'all fabulous jobs as lawyers and attorneys and stuff. But there's one thing. How many of y'all believe in God? They all raise them. How many of y'all Christians? They all raise them. I said, how many of y'all feel like God is everywhere? They all raise them. I said, so when you in that room in the midnight hour with your woman and y'all is having y'all fabulous, you know, song and dance, Is there anything you would not do, knowing that the Lord is standing right there with you? Them kids, they were so funny. The brothers would have just bowed down on the floor and hit the table laughing because they knew what they were thinking. But the point is this: either you're gonna live like you are, knowing that Allah is real, or you're not. Now, I wasn't implying to them that they had there are certain things they just could not do, knowing that Allah is standing there watching them. That's not what I was saying. Because most people create God in their own image. Well, why would God let this happen? Why didn't God stop it? Why would God let my husband lose his job? Well, see, when you don't learn about this, the chakra systems, when you don't learn the laws that accompany these parts of your blueprint, those laws are to help you strengthen these areas so that they will work on what? Automatic. We were not raised to know that we even had a blueprint. We're not raised to know that we were in charge of these moments in time when we had to make a decision on whether we were going to get mad or stay glad. We thought it was just normal to get mad. I was a terrible mad person. I got so mad I didn't even remember I got mad. That's pretty mad. That's pretty mad. My daddy said, "You got what?" Well, I got mad. He said, "Oh, I thought only animals got mad. So you can go out there and live with the dogs in the backyard." I love that man. I thought he was hard on me, but he knew what he had to do with me. It should be clear to, you perceive a justified need in another and you act to fulfill it. While this is enough to earn you spiritual points, like as you sow, so shall you reap, there are gradations of rewards. And we are concerned here with the greatest level of rewards in life, God's assistance in achieving wellness and success in all things. The greatest reward, the greatest reward in life is God's assistance in achieving wellness. You think you can achieve all this without Allah blessing you, without Allah putting mercy on you? What do I mean by that? I'm on the bus coming home from the doctor's office. He said he gonna give me a full hysterectomy. I said to God what I thought was God. I said, I'm not getting no hysterectomy. I was born with all these organs and I'm leaving here with all these organs. So what you gonna do? I was 27 years old. When I walked in my mom's house, she was sitting at the dining room table reading a book called Prevention Magazine about a woman who had the same condition I had, fasted for 40 days, drank distilled water, and organic fruit juice, and prayed for 40 days. You think I didn't do that? Of course I did that. That's what I call the mercy of Allah. That's what I call Allah's intervention in my life. That's what I call it. You know, I don't run to the doctor first. I don't. I'll be some age next month. I mean in August. And even now, I'm not running to that doctor. I got the supreme healer. Why would I run to them? They don't know nothing. They go to school. I tell some older people, they say, "Yeah, well, you need to go to the doctor." Because I said, "Look, I went to college with doctors. I know what they do. They didn't just stay in the books and study being doctors. They did crazy stuff too. And some of them got strung out on coke, trying to stay awake all night so they could study. Come on now. Go to the one that brought you here. Go to the one that resides in you as you, that we call our indwelling intelligence. How dare you doubt that it won't lead you to the answer you seek? How dare you doubt that? I can't walk two ways. My grandmama said, God don't like no coward soldier. God don't like you to ride a fence. Either you with God or you ain't. This is what my grandma said. And if you lukewarm, God will spit you out of his mouth. I wasn't even 12 years old. You scared the life out of me. I don't want God to spit me out of his mouth, Big Mama. What I gotta do? She said, you got to get rid of the devil in you. Which meant you can't be going around here getting all mad with people. You can't be getting all angry and upset when things don't go your way. Even if the things that you want to go your way is right. Like I didn't like liars. If I caught you in a lie, oh, you had me to deal with. You know. But that wasn't right. I didn't know how to do it in peace. I didn't know that then. I was a child, acting out of my what? My lower levels, my emotions. It should be clear to everybody by now that we require help from God, from Allah. We need to expand our limited nature by sharing in Allah's unlimited unity with all. I'm going to repeat that. We need to expand our limited nature by sharing in Allah's unlimited unity with all. You see somebody, or you go, your family is charging up on you. Boy, when you gonna stop talking all that? When you gonna do this? When you going back to church? When you this? When you that? That's on them. That's not on you. That's their problem. That's not your problem. That's Allah giving you an opportunity to be a divine being. Okay, I sent him in this house. I got these people talking to him like a dog. What are you gonna do? You're gonna share in Allah's love, and you're gonna love them. Because the truth is, if it hadn't been for them, you wouldn't be the person you are. We cannot accomplish this task by just praising Allah and asking for help. We must cultivate. Any of y'all ever planted, if you've never planted a flower or a food in the ground, you never planted nothing, go plant something and see what you have to do before you put the seed in the ground. Anybody in here who ever planted anything know you got to do what to the ground before you plant the seed? You got to prepare it. You got to cultivate it. You got to remove the stones and the rocks and the twigs and the roots. Because if you don't, it's going to choke the plant and it's not going to grow. So when you go into your family, around your family or your friends, and they trying to choke you like the root of a tree, and you stifling, getting stifled because you're feeling the choke, that's when you do your dzikr in your head. They don't know what you're doing. You put a smile on your face like the brother right here on this picture, and you just dzikr in your head. They don't ever have to know. They don't see what's going on in your brain. So why are you showing on your face what they putting out from their face? It got nothing to do with you. You know, that's what we got to learn. You are all messengers of Allah. Every last one of you, every last one of us, every person whose heart or mind or soul or spirit you touch is learning about Allah through you. So if you want Allah to look like a devil or shaitan, go ahead on, bust out, get mad, lay him out. And then go home and look in the mirror and talk to yourself. Yes, he says, yes, I said, expressing spiritual love by fulfilling a warranted need in another. Does Allah, the Almighty, the Supreme Being, have needs? And from little you and me? Well, you know, the answer to that is, people say, Allah don't have no need for us. Well, how else are other people going to know what Allah looks like? If in your spirit Allah is love, then how are you going to show people what love looks like? Y'all with me what I'm saying here? They have put us in a position where we don't like our skin color. We don't like our hair, which somebody, a Muslim brother told me that our hair curls in the shape of a 9. And the Rasta brother said to me, and it goes up to the sun. Your hair goes up to the sun. It's not weak. It's powerful. It's strong. And one of the nutritionist brothers was telling me it's the stuff that we eat that cause our hair to break off. It's stuff that we think that cause our hair to get weak. And I learned something last night that castor oil is like a miracle. I've had a little bottle of castor oil around for a few years. I just use it for what? Rub it on my stomach, I think, for one of the ladies who does colonic irrigations. She said, rub castor oil on your stomach, put a drop in your navel. But last night, praise be to Allah, here was this woman. She was so excited to tell you about 39 ways to use castor oil. Blew me right out of my skin almost. Things I wanted to know how to correct in myself and on myself. Like see these dot things right here? This right here? They call my daddy has that. I don't know what it is or what causes it. But it said castor oil gets rid of that. I said, okay, we're gonna try that. So I'm just saying, Allah moves in mysterious ways, its wonders to perform. It brings you the answer to things, maybe not when you want it, but it be right on time. The answer is found in a correct understanding of evolution. It is not a random coming and going of species working out their own thing. We were coming together when we were born. All of us right here on this thing right now. We didn't even know each other. But a woman I met years ago, her name was Ayata. She told me, in your future, you're going to be with people who are 10 years younger or more than you. And these are the people that you left heaven with. The answer is found in a correct understanding of evolution. It is not a random coming and going of species working out their own thing. Evolution is an ordered progression of neurohormonal and spiritual faculties from the most self-sufficient, self-centered, and amoral creatures to the most social skill dependent and moral beings. So it means everybody. We're all evolving. We're all on the wheel of mathematics. And what does the goal look like? Certainly not Homo sapiens, who has butchered millions of people and wrecked countless cultural achievements and has the present world tottering on the brink of mass destruction. Ra Un Nefer Amen calls it Homo spiritualis. That we're evolving into the highest of spiritual beings. We're evolving into oneness with Allah. What better gift could you get from coming to this earth than getting the formula of how to be one with Allah? It's not by accident that I'm sharing this with you. It's not by accident that you're sharing with me. It's the math. It's the 100. I see people, I didn't ever know what that meant. Why anybody write 100 on? I'm beginning to learn. It's the 100. You see? Yeah, that's what it is. Just like you dzikr, and you have to memorize what you're going to say when you do your dzikr. The affirmation, which is like poems and songs. And remember we talk about, or you all are teaching me about it, Cheikh Ahmadou Bama's poetry. Oh man, oh my goodness. And he started writing when he was a teenager. Hey, y'all might catch up. See, when y'all were teenagers, even if you wanted to sit down and write a poem, they were going to tease you. You ain't playing basketball, man? Come on, man. You scared to shoot? You going to sit down here and write some poems? Were you a sissy or something? Well, it's not like that now. You have probably the greatest example of a poet you'll have in your lifetime. Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba. I can't think of anybody any greater. See, in school, they didn't teach us about Cheikh Ahmadou Bama's poetry. They taught us about them other people whose names I can't even recall now. One of them was Shakespeare. Now somebody said it wasn't Shakespeare, that was a black woman who wrote all that stuff. Anyway, let's see. The affirmation must be memorized and repeated many times. immediately following the visualization of the triggering scenario. The purpose is for the challenging event to trigger the affirmation. And what he's saying here, when you go into your meditation, you want to visualize the thing that makes you fly off, or that makes you sad, or that triggers some emotional out of you. You want to visualize it. And then when you visualize it, you want to visualize it the other way. You want to flip it from being angry to being on the level, as the Rasta man said. On the level. First time I heard a Rasta man say on the level, in my mind I'm saying, on what level? What are you talking about? And then I recalled my father and them when they were working with the walls in the house, and they had a level. I don't know if any of y'all ever seen a level. A level is an instrument they use when they're building, and it has like some water, I think, in the middle. It's a little round thing, and it has a line on this, inside this ball of water or fluid. And when that line goes to the middle, it's on the level. If the line go down, it's off the level, or up, it's off the level. But right in the middle, it's on the level. So they have a way of teaching you where you have to end up teaching yourself. And that's what happens here with the dzikr. You're teaching yourself. You don't know it yet. Some of y'all might have already learned it. But stuff that pops in your mind you wasn't even thinking about. And bam, oh, that was the answer you was looking for 5 years ago. Popped up in your head while you were doing that zikr. So I know I gotta give up, but I enjoyed this, and I hope you all got a little something out of it. The goal of evolution is the bringing forth of a kind of man that possesses within her his self the capabilities of spiritual what? Self-regulation. Self-regulation. So no more the excuses. No more I couldn't help myself. No more I didn't know what I was doing. No more I got mad. No more he made me do it or she made me do it. No more. No more of that. And you have to teach that to your children. Nobody made you do anything. You responded because that's how you felt you were supposed to respond to it. You know, my mama was telling me this stuff when I was a little girl, and she hadn't been taught about Islam whatsoever. But there were certain things I've learned about who they claim came over here doing the so-called bringing our people over here from Africa. But my understanding from another brother who's one of my students is that they took us over there. So we'll learn. The truth is coming out. The Bible says in the last days, the truth will be known all around the world. And I couldn't understand how the truth was going to be known all around the world, but I didn't know nothing about the internet. That hadn't happened. So the goal of evolution is what? Is bringing forth a kind of a man, woman too, that possesses within her his self what? The capabilities of spiritual self-regulation and harmony. When you sit down at the piano, let's use that as an example. Everybody knows what a piano looks like. You see all them keys, black and white keys. If you play all the black keys, you won't miss a note. You play the white keys, you might have some problem with the harmony. So you add a black key to bring up the balance in the harmony. So how do you do that? You reach for the key. The key don't jump off the piano and go down to where the white keys are. Self-regulation. You feel something trying to come up in you that you know is negative, do your deep breathing. Breathe deep and push it back down. Don't let it be a take charge of you. And then you come to Sufi class. You call yourself studying. You're the weird of the butterfly, and you represent Sufism, and you get mad and angry. There's a thing on TV on YouTube now where it's called like Music Around the World, and the song is a Stevie Wonder song, Higher. I can't think of the name. Higher Ground, and it's got two Sufi, but at the end they just got Sufis everywhere. But they're within the piece. There are two Sufi brothers standing playing two instruments. I think it's the drum. When you see their glow, when you see their stance, it's amazing to me. Nearly blew my mind. I said, whoa, look at the Sufis. Look at the brothers from Senegal, how they stand. Y'all got to see it. One of the things those of us from the U.S. have to get over is the weight that's on our shoulders. You know, you got to dzikr that weight off so you can stand with your back like that rather than like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, when you walk in the place, you own it. You walk in there just like you own it because Allah dwells in you as you, and Allah owns everything. Your mind, your creativity, the thoughts that come into you to help you write down on that paper them notes for that music. Yeah, I want to tell you how I feel. Yeah, I'm gonna do good and I ain't gonna yield. I just made that up. So I'm just saying, it's there all the time. It never goes to sleep. The agent of this self-regulation, kingly function, is the austere faculty of the spirit. So I'm back to the diagram. I'm back to the blueprint. So what is the faculty? What is the area within yourself that gives you the power to do this? It's up here. Your frontal lobe, your austere, the divine energy of, I started to say, but it's true though, the divine energy of Allahu Akbar. Stop substituting it, please. Don't substitute Allahu Akbar for nothing. Either Allah is Akbar or Allah ain't. You can't have it both ways. Like my grandmama told me, either you gonna be on this side of the fence, or you're gonna be straddling the fence, or you're gonna make a decision to be on this side or that side. So don't be lukewarm. Because if you ever reach a stage in life where you feel Allah is no longer with you, you're in bad shape. I don't know if anybody will be able to rescue you. But they're going to try because they love Allah and they love you. And if any of these brothers and sisters see any one of us out there kind of like not where we're supposed to be, they're going to come and speak the word into your ear. That's called Kabbalah. Kabbalah means mouth to ear. This Jewish man tried to sell me a Kabbalah. I said, you can't sell me that. I thought Kabbalah was mouth to ear. But I'm a little brown girl. He didn't think I knew nothing. I like it when they don't think I know. That's your advantage. Always remember that. My father used to say, catch smart by playing dumb. It is aroused primarily by the self-imposed demand to live a life that does what? Fulfills the needs of Allah. A life that fulfills, don't tell yourself that Allah don't need you. If Allah didn't need you, you wouldn't be here studying like this. Allah don't need you for Allah. Allah needs you for the world. So the world can see what peace looks like. So the world can see what love looks like. So the world can feel what joy feels like. So the world won't take itself for granted. You all got mothers still alive, go hug your mama. Y'all got fathers still alive, go thank. It don't matter if he was mean to you. It don't matter if she was strict on you. That is not the point. The point that whatever they were to you drove you here. And that's why you're here. And you should say thank you. I'm going to stop right here. I want to keep going, but I think it's 8:25. Cheikh, tell me what to do. Miss Bliss, is that your real name? Sir, you cracked up.
The floor is yours as long as you want to go. You 39, but we're here soaking up as much as you have to give us. If anybody has any questions or comments, we'll leave the floor open for a second. If you're ready to close, we can close out with prayer, inshallah. I believe Cheikh Sufi is here. I want to leave the floor. I don't know if Cheikh has anything to say. Astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum, Cheikh. Sheikh Zulu, astaghfirullah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam.
Sheikh Zulu, what are you? Always hiding from me. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. I hope I didn't go over y'all's head in no kind of way, but I know I didn't because y'all already know this stuff. I'm just trying to bring it to you in a way where you can have practical applications in your daily life. Don't use your zikkering as a chance to run away. Don't use your zikkering as an opportunity to hide from the reality of our families and friends and crazy people in the world. You know, you don't have to say nothing, just walk like you God. And everybody will say, what kind of man is that? Cheikh Sufi Ba. Well,
Bismillah. Alhamdulillah, Cheikah. We appreciate everyone's attendance, Cheikah. The teaching was beautiful. One more time, if anybody has any questions or comments, will be closed. Going once, going twice. There to Jeff Cheikh Sufi Ba, there to Jeff Cheikh Zulu, there to Jeff
Assalamu
Cheikh
alaikum.
Darrah. Open up this weekend. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum, beloved.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Since our beloved mother, Cheikah Ayaba Bey, spoke on keeping our peace, and we practice Islam, it's our way of life, it's the deen, dzikr ya salam, whatever number you can. 33, 111, 313, 484, 555, 165, 1,000 times. Our beloved Cheikh Sufi Ba, he got an old video dealing with Ya Salam on his on YouTube. Because I remember maybe weeks ago I was zikkering Ya Latif. And I was like, yeah, came to me like Ya Salam. Because like Mother Ayaba Bey, our true self is the 99 attributes. Our true self is the all when the cover is gone. It's an inside job. We'll come aware and see we share that attribute, Ya Khalik, the creator. And this body is actually the vessel that manifests the 99 perfectly.
yes.
Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Nur Muhammad wa sallam. Shukran Allah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Love and light, family. Love and light. More love, more life. Just thanks and praise. Ya Salam, keep the peace. Because peace, without peace, we can't even. I heard one great Sheikh taught Cheikh Sufi Ba, without peace, you can't even begin the path. So with all that Yahweh do, that love, because without love, we got nothing. Let's keep that salam, that peace. So like our beloved mother just shared with us, nothing can disturb that peace when we identify with our true nature and self. That is perfect. Allah, the all in all. Ameen. Astaghfirullah. Salam alaikum.
Me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله وهو العلي العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كاف ها يا عين صاد كوفيتو كل دارين الله بسيري لا إله إلا الله أبلي مراديا كما أواه بسيري لا إله إلا الله يسيري الأسرى كما أواه بسيري لا إله إلا الله لا نبي المصطفى الله صلبي لا إله إلا الله صلاة مغنين بسلام الله بسيري لا إله إلا الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلاة الفاتحة closed Bismillah, Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatihi lima uglika wa katimi lima sabaka Nasir al-Haqi bil-Haqi wal-Hadi ila siratika al-Mustaqim ala alihi haqqa qadrihi wal-Miqdari al-Adim. Barak Shaki before, 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 Barak Shaki before. Bismillah, assalamu alaikum. Astaghfirullah, 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 assalamu alaikum warahmatullah to the family. Juma Mubarak, everyone blessed, Darrah Jeff, to the Sheikh, Darrah Jeff Sheikh Ayaba Bey for the teachings, all praises. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Thank you for grace with your presence again, great mother. I mean,
Darrah Jeff. Thank you.
to the family. Love y'all. Love who? I mean,
Supreme love. Wa alaikum salam. Darrah Jeff. Cheikah Mama Ayaba.